I will definitely say a few words as instructed, but first of all, allow me to make just a few words of welcome and welcome a few people by name. I know that there are others that I will not mention and run the risk of upsetting other people, but I really wish to apologize for that. We have amongst ourselves the Deputy Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mr. John Jeffrey. I see also we've been joined now by the former Deputy Minister at DERCO, Mr. Landers. We would like to welcome him. We have amongst ourselves the former Judge President, Judge Bernard Mwebe, who is also the tax ombudsperson, and he is going to give us our keynote address. I'd like to warmly welcome him. He is not going to stay with us for long, but we really appreciate that he is here. We're supposed to have somebody from the SAHRC Lawyers Association, Mr. Stanley Nyamanindi. I don't know whether he has arrived, but we hope he will be here and is most welcome. And Professor Eddie Maluka is not yet in from the African Peer Review Mechanism. We have Professor Bani Pichana from the Thabo Foundation, the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. As you know, this seminar is jointly organized by the Commission and the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. We have Dr. Mwiza Nkata, who is representing the President of the African Court, who, because the session is, because the court is in session, he is unable to attend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to welcome you here. This, as I have already said, is a seminar that is organized jointly by the Thabo Mbeki Foundation and the South African Human Rights Commission. We extend our appreciation also for our funders who are represented by Mr. Ibrahim Khan, former director of RADO in Senegal, who I understand will also be joining us soon. I'd like to express a particular word of thanks and welcome to Professor Franz Luyun. During the preparation for the seminar, we quite extensively benefited from his assistance in various ways. This seminar is, of course, being held against a backdrop of alarming events in our country in which acts of violence have been visited on African migrants and their property, as well as on some of South African citizens. Some of these events have constituted gross violations of human rights of many people, including the rights of children to go to school, the right to life, and the right to property, to mention just a few. The Commission continues to condemn these criminal acts against fellow Africans and the unlawful discrimination against them. We issued a statement a week or so ago condemning what was taking place in this country. At the same time, the Commission condemns acts of violence that South Africans have faced during this chaos. For example, the killing of a taxi driver here in Pretoria when he tried to intervene to stop criminality related to dealing in drugs. South Africa is also facing an epidemic, a real epidemic of gender-based violence. All these said events remind us that we should take every opportunity to increase the reach and effectiveness of, among others, institutions that promote, protect, and advance human rights not only in this country but in the whole continent. However, and most important for us as a country, is that we need to address the root causes that have resulted in this unfortunate state of affairs. And those root causes are known. We don't have to do research in order to find out what they are. Over the years, since the advent of democracy, the Commission has made recommendations, among other things, on how the authorities and other duty bearers should address the problem of xenophobia and related intolerances. As a continent, African countries also need to do more to promote and protect human rights so that people are not forced to leave their protected spaces or preferred spaces, thereby subjecting themselves to adverse conditions and situations of all kinds. This seminar provides us with an opportunity to take the discussion of key human rights institutions a step further towards promoting an optimal human rights regime in Africa, as well as agreed norms and standards undergirded by concrete actions on the part of African states. I hope that such concrete action will also help to emphasize the fact that South Africa is a part of Africa, and that all of us on the continent need to act in unison to advance human rights for all. We also need to promote the idea that every individual has a duty to protect, promote, and respect human rights. The South African Human Rights Commission and the Thabo Mbeki Foundation decided to convene this seminar in order to focus, among others, on the African Court on Human and People's Rights and the envisaged African Court of Justice and Human Rights in light of developments around the issue of creating and promoting a culture of human rights on the continent. Among others, we remain concerned about the implications of South Africa's proposed withdrawal from the Rome Statute and the International Criminal Court, and the impact that such a decision will have, if implemented, on the promotion and upholding of human rights in Africa and the fight against impunity in general. Secondly, we hope that today's discussions and any further discussions that may follow after will create a greater understanding of the matters before the African Court and the relationship between the African Court and the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. Thirdly, in addition to discussing issues related to the African Court, we hope that the discussions will also focus on the proposed successor of that court, the African Court of Justice. Finally, while the South African Constitution recognizes the right of access to justice, including through the courts, Article 34(6) of the Protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights on the establishment of an African Court on Human and People's Rights also encourages African states to make a declaration accepting the competence of the court to receive cases from individuals. Hopefully the discussions will also explore South Africa's current position regarding the making of such a declaration. Excuse me. The effectiveness of regional courts can have a profound impact on human rights on our continent if they are fully supported. The South African Human Rights Commission has a vested interest in the functioning and the proper functioning of these courts because they have a role to play in advancing and protecting human rights on the continent. Besides, South African law obliges the Commission to monitor the implementation and compliance with international and regional conventions and treaties by the state relating to the objects of the Commission, which is to promote and protect human rights. And South Africa is also obliged to submit periodic reports to the National Assembly pertaining to such compliance with conventions and treaties. Finally, in terms of the Paris Principles relating to the status of national human rights institutions, one of our duties as a national human rights institution is to ensure that human rights treaties are domesticated and to advise the state to to ratify international human rights treaties where it has not already done so. I am not therefore going to talk about these matters myself, because we have several speakers that will be speaking here. We will have a panel and so on. We do hope that as the Thabo Mbeki Foundation and the South African Human Rights Commission and the Center for Human Rights, that we are going to benefit from the inputs that we get and from the discussions that are going to follow that input. So with those words, I once more would like to welcome you all to this one-day seminar and look forward to a fruitful discussion. Thank you.